It's Monday, April 15th. This is PSN News. Tonight, we'll bring you more details on the investigation of indecent assault claims in the Penn State Lasch Building, as well as details on the charges against former Obama White House counsel Greg Craig.
We also have more on former Penn State President Graham Spanier's prison sentence, as well as details on President Trump's alleged offer of pardon to the acting Secretary of Homeland Security.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Michael Sneff.
And I'm Katie Park.
Claims of indecent assaults alleged to have taken place for more than a year at the Lasch Building, the main practice facility for Penn State football, were reported in a timely warning issued to students last Thursday. According to the report, the assaults took place from January 6, 2018 through April 11, 2019. The university released a statement saying that the investigation into the claims is ongoing and no further comment will be released at this time. This was the 13th timely warning issued to students this academic year, 10 of which being related to sexual assault.
Authorities announced Wednesday that former Penn State President Graham Spanier has 3 weeks to report to jail. In May 2017, Spanier was found guilty of a misdemeanor child endangerment charge for his role in concealing the sexual abuse of children by former Penn State football defensive coordinator Jerry Sandusky. Spanier's charges directly stem from his alleged knowledge of a 2001 report that Sandusky abused a boy in the football team's locker room. He has remained out on bail after his conviction in 2017. Spanier is sentenced to spend at least 2 months in jail and 2 months on house arrest. His petition to appeal the sentencing was denied by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court in February. Spanier has requested to serve his jail time near his hometown and State College.
Penn State Student Affairs announced Thursday that the Theta Chi fraternity has been placed on interim suspension following the alleged alcohol misuse and subsequent injury of a student who was hospitalized on March 30th. Theta Chi can no longer host events, recruit new members, or participate in university events. In the aftermath of Timothy Piazza's death at the Beta Theta Pi fraternity house in 2017, Penn State has been more strict regarding alcohol use within Greek life, as well as cracking down on hazing in accordance with a recently signed anti-hazing law. As of now, however, it is unclear if this specific incident involved hazing.
Over a dozen individuals stood in a silent protest for the death of 29-year-old State College resident Osaze Osagi at the Nittany Lion Shrine this past Blue and White weekend. 10 individuals laid at the foot of the statue while others held signs and requests reading Black Lives Matter and Justin for Osaze. One man handed out paper statements detailing a call to justice relating the death of Osagi, who was killed in a police shootout last month. The paper included the following quote: "Fire and charge the officers involved, community oversight of the investigation, transparency of the event, and funds and resources provided to family for grief and counseling expenses," end quote. The group was not open to questions.
Stay tuned, because after the break, Natalie Graham will bring you the latest in entertainment news.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Natalie Graham with your entertainment update. Penn State Center Stage will be presenting performances of the classic play Men on Boats by Jacqueline Blackhouse with The Twist. The play revolves around an expedition of the Colorado River to the Grand Canyon in 1869, led by John Wesley Powell. Generally, in the historical context, characters in the play are white cisgender males, but the Penn State version will feature a cast of everyone but white cisgender males. The adventure is brought to the audience by this diverse and non-traditional cast and explores the theme of gender identity. Katie Nixon, a senior at Penn State, will be playing Major Powell. Nixon said, quote, "I hope people who come see the show will realize they can fight for what they want and go after their goals, and even if it doesn't work out, at least they went for it," end quote. The show runs from April 16th to April 20th at the Penn State Downtown Theater. Tickets can be purchased online or at the theater for $8.50 to the students and the public. The Student Programming Association brought in rapper and hip-hop artist Denzel Curry to perform at Alumni Hall in the Hub on April 4th. The show was described by many audience members as high energy and chaotic. During one of his sets, Curry instructed the audience to form, quote, the biggest circle possible, end quote, and were told to start running in circles like a cyclone. Mosh pits soon formed thereafter and multiple more times. The show started to get slightly out of control during the song Chop Suey when Curry himself attempted to crowd surf. He then immediately became lost in the crowd of people. The lights then came on and the music stopped. Fortunately, he was safe and headed back to the stage to finish his performance. Curry finished the night with his most popular song, Ultimate. This past weekend was weekend one of Coachella 2019. Coachella is one of the largest and most heavily anticipated music festivals in the world and is held annually in Indio, California. For the first time ever, fans of artists who could not make it to the festival or did not want to spend thousands of dollars to see them in person will now have access to a full-length live stream for both weekend performances and behind-the-scenes footage. The live stream is available on 3 different YouTube channels and will feature confirmed performances of 48 acts. Some artists from this past weekend included Billie Eilish, The 1975, Childish Gambino, and many more. Kanye West announced that next weekend he will be performing his live gospel performance series, Sunday Service, for Easter Sunday and will be a part of the live stream. That's your entertainment update. Stay tuned because after the break, Maria Coyne has the latest in sports.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Maria Coyne with your sports update. Penn State's annual Blue-White Spring football game took place on Saturday afternoon at Beaver Stadium. With an audience of around 61,000 fans, the students got to see the team's potential prior to the 2019 season. The Blue team won with a score of 24-7 as running back Noah Kane proved that he will have a future impact with the program. Head coach James Franklin spoke about the true freshman, saying, quote, he was decisive and he is very efficient, end quote. Another big takeaway from the spring scrimmage happened in the third quarter when fifth-year senior Dan Chisena caught a 59-yard touchdown pass. Franklin proceeded to announce after the touchdown that Chisena will be on a full football scholarship for the next season. The Nittany Lions will kick off the 2019 season on August 31st at home against Idaho. Penn State track and field competed in a 2-day Bison Outdoor Classic at Bucknell this past weekend. The program as a whole clinched 35 top 10 finishes in 2 days. Freshman Brianna Gambrill set her personal best in the women's long jump with a jump of 20 feet and 3.75 inches. Fellow freshman Gianna Rao also had a personal best in the women's hammer event on her final throw of 193 feet and 8 inches. Junior Ben Peterson won his second shot put on Sunday with the first place finish of 58 feet and 9.25 inches. Coming up, the Nittany Lions will split their team to compete at both the Virginia Challenge and the Bucknell Team Challenge. Tiger Woods returned to the top Sunday afternoon as he clinched the 5th Masters title and 15th major in over a decade. The 43-year-old's story was one for the record books as he overcame a variety of setbacks in his personal life throughout the past couple years, including multiple injuries and surgeries keeping him out of the game. On Sunday, Woods' performance on the 16th hole made the difference as his 8-iron from 180 yards stopped just 3 feet from the hole and ended up giving him a 2-shot lead. With this win, Woods received $2 million, the coveted green jacket, and completes arguably the greatest comeback story in all of sports history. Woods choked up as he reflected on the day, saying, quote, this has meant so much to me and my family, this tournament, and to have everyone here, it's something I'll never ever forget, end quote. That was your sports update. Stay tuned because after the break, we'll bring you an exclusive interview with the business director of the Valley magazine.
Hello, I'm Erin Alessandroni, and welcome back to PSN News. Tonight we have Ryan Salamo, the business director of Valley magazine. Thanks so much for joining us. I know this is a very exciting week for you guys with the launch of the spring edition, so I appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you guys for having me. It's really exciting for us.
I really appreciate it. So for viewers that are unaware, could you tell them a little bit about the background of Valley magazine?
Yes, so Valley magazine was founded in 2007, and it is, to this day, Penn State's only student-run life and style magazine. We have one print edition per semester, and then every day we also have on our website, valleymagazinepsu.com, we put up daily content. And under the 5 sections, beauty and health, self-improvement, campus culture, fashion, and entertainment.
Amazing. And I heard that you had a very successful launch party last week at MV Nightclub. What was that like?
Yeah, it was really exciting. Definitely something that we haven't done before. To start out, we kind of had everybody show up, and we waited a little while for everybody to get comfortable. We had a DJ playing, and we had a step and run set up, and we also had another little backdrop with cover stars of the past. And over the night, we had a fashion show, and then later on in the night, we had our cover reveal where I got to speak, Tess, our editor-in-chief, got to speak, and our cover star also got to speak a little bit about her journey.
And this year's theme is bulletproof.
Yes.
Could you tell the audience a little bit about how you selected your cover star?
Okay, so basically the kind of process for how we choose our cover star is that we open applications at the beginning of the semester, and then me, Tess, our creative team, and our managing editor sit down. We look at all the applications, and then we send out interviews to everybody. And we just invite them in to come and tell us their story. And we try our very best to pick somebody whose story resonates with the rest of Penn State and we think that people can relate to. And this year it was Olivia Morrison.
I love that. Could you tell audience members a little bit about what they can expect when they pick up their copy? I know that you have 2 articles in this edition.
Yes, so without giving too much away, our cover star Olivia Morrison, an amazing girl, Tess did a great job of really writing about her and making her story come to life on these pages. It's really about her struggle through her physical health, but also later on it goes further than that, and it's her mental health as well. The story Bulletproof actually has like a double meaning to it. Like again, without giving too much away, part of her skull is actually titanium, and at the same time, her mental struggles really were bringing her down, but like at the same time, nothing was really able to stop her, and she was able to come out through it on the other side.
I can't wait to read. That's really inspiring. Thank you.
Yes.
And where can audience members pick up their copy and when this week?
So our main spot that a lot of people are distributing at will be in the hub, and we also have people in Thomas and Willard, weather permitting, and by the on-street gates.
Amazing, thank you. So what is it like to be the business director, and how did you get involved with Valley in the beginning?
Being the business director of Valley is really, I don't know, I don't want to say overwhelming, but like weird to think about. I started in my junior year as a member on Valley, and I'm currently a 5th year, and up until this semester, actually, I was on the editorial team, and in order for me to make the biggest impact I possibly could, I really wanted to switch over to business and kind of restructure things a little bit. Being business director is kind of different because I'm not writing articles every week, but at the same time, I'm always meeting with my directors for advertising events, PR, and advertising and digital marketing. They're all great. I love working with them. They make my job so much easier, and it's really just honestly a huge blessing and opportunity for me.
Editorial and business, you have the best of both worlds there. That's very impressive.
Exactly, yeah.
For viewers that are inspired and want to get involved, how do they go about applying?
So actually, during distribution week this week, our applications open up, and you can apply online. You can go onto our website, valleymagazinepsu.com, to the Join Our Staff page, and there are a bunch of options listed that you can click on, links, and pick whatever division you really want to get involved in, and it gives you a bunch of requirements, skills, things that are really helpful when joining, and yeah, that's how I am here today right now.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to come in and speak with me, and after the break, we will be right back.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Hello and good evening, State College. On this magnificent Monday, I am student meteorologist Ryan Gold from the Campus Weather Service, and I'll have your weekend forecast in just a bit. But first off, the whole week, we're going to be flirting with that average temperature of around 60 degrees. 60 to 62 degrees is our average for this time of year, at least for this week. We'll be really getting above and below that number throughout the rest of the week. But we're also going to have to deal with a lot of cloudiness and a wet start to the weekend. But let's get into this system just now. On Thursday afternoon into Wednesday evening, morning, we'll be seeing a system push through mostly to the northwest to the central part of the state. We're not going to have to worry about a whole lot of rain here, but you might see a drizzle or two here in State College. Now, if we zoom out, we can take a better look at how this system is going to progress. By the afternoon on Wednesday, that tip of that system is going to be pushing out mostly just clouds here, but then once this system starts creeping on in, Thursday afternoon, we're going to have to deal with mostly just clouds. Mostly just clouds. A little bit of pockets of precipitation here and there for the more eastern part of the state, but also more central east as well. And we see that Friday morning is when the bulk of the front is going to start kicking into our area. Afternoon, it's going to be a little bit drizzly, but the bulk of it will be happening in Friday evening into Saturday early morning. So it's going to be late evening into early morning on Saturday. And then as we progress out, just the fringes of this system, of this frontal system, will be seen through Wednesday afternoon, and that's going to clear out to just mostly cloudy skies for the rest of the weekend. Now in terms of tonight, 36 degrees, partly cloudy skies. You're going to have to worry about these winds, though. 26 mile-per-hour gusts. 26 mile-per-hour gusts, not degrees, I'm sorry. It's 26 mile-per-hour gusts. You're going to have to want to bundle up if you're heading out tonight. It's going to be pretty chilly. Now, in terms of tomorrow, a little bit below average, 58 degrees with increasing clouds from that frontal system that's going to be pushing through. Winds aren't going to be as much to deal with as the previous night, but you might still want to bundle up if you really don't like that wind. Now, in terms of the 7-day forecast, well, take a look here. Like I said, Tuesday, 58. We warm up a little bit on Wednesday with 64, and then that prefrontal warm-up, 71 degrees, right before that system pushes through on Friday evening into Saturday with those afternoon showers. We're going to have a little bit of a warm-up, but generally, these temperatures are going to be well close to average. For the Campus Weather Service, I'm student meteorologist Ryan Gold.
American Airlines is planning to continue their ban of Boeing 737 airplanes until at least August, the company said in a letter to employees. In March, as previously featured on PSN News, the airline canceled all flights involving the aircraft after multiple incidents, most notably 2 crashes in October that killed 346 people. The company said in a statement that they hoped the aircraft would be recertified as safe to use before August. American is not the only airline to ground the aircraft, as Southwest also removed 737 flights from its schedule through August as well.
President Donald Trump reportedly offered to pardon the acting Secretary of Homeland Security, Kevin McAleenan, if he violated the law and was arrested for blocking entry into the U.S. along the southern border. It was reported from anonymous sources that the conversation happened last week when Trump traveled to the border in Calexico, California. While touring the border, Trump told McAleenan to close the border and that he would, quote, pardon him if he ever went to jail for denying U.S. entry to migrants, end quote. It is unclear whether or not the president's comments were a joke, as they happened just one day after Trump backed away from threats to close the border. The Department of Homeland Security has since pushed back on the reports, saying that Trump could never say things like that, nor would the acting secretary ever consider breaking the law.
Greg Craig, former Obama White House counsel, pleaded not guilty to charges of false statements and concealing material information about his law firm's work on behalf of Ukraine. The case spun off from Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia collusion investigation. Craig's former law firm paid more than $4.6 million in damages to publicly acknowledge their failure to register with the government in its work for the Ukraine. The work that drew the attention of the Justice Department was when Craig was hired by the Ukrainian government to compile a report on the prosecution of Yulia Tymoshenko, former Ukrainian prime minister. Craig was released on his own personal recognizance, but is not permitted to travel outside the D.C. metropolitan area without court approval while his case is being reviewed.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange was arrested on Thursday in Ecuador's London embassy by British officials to face charges in the United States of conspiring to hack into a Pentagon computer network in 2010. The arrest brings an end to a 7-year holdout in which he had sought refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy to avoid capture. The Ecuadorian government suspended the citizenship it had granted Assange and evicted him, clearing the way for his arrest. 47-year-old Assange at a recent court hearing was found guilty of jumping bail and was detained in connection with an American extradition warrant. Assange indicated he would fight this extradition and argued that the case is politically motivated rather than driven by legal concerns. Legal experts said the appeal process could take years.
And that's all for tonight on PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter at PSN News.
Have a good night, Penn State.